Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. We are going to dive in to the Keto Basics. It's probably not what you're going to think, but hold tight. I've got some stories for you. So, as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? My name is Stephanie. Our family has been on this journey for almost 6 years. It'll be 6 years in June when I joined my husband. My husband has been on this keto low carb journey for probably 8 or 9 years. So it's been a long time. And we implemented into our home, some people would say keto or low carb. I would say we decided to eat better, right? And it looked low carb keto. It was keto and low carb. But it wasn't probably what you thought. I didn't dive in and clean out the pantry and, try to do everything overnight. I took one day at a time, one meal at a time. We tried something new. We tried a new recipe, and we really worked on our mindset. So I want to talk to you about something that I had this aha moment in the shower. I just got done working out. We did yoga today. Does anybody like yoga? You know what? It's a challenge, and challenges are good. So let's just say that. I don't love it, but I did it. Not the best that I could do. But anyways, I like to lift weights. Do you prefer cardio or lifting weights? I love to lift weights. So here's what I want to talk about is I've had a couple different stories I wrote down, and I'm like, man, these are so good. Because I will tell you this, the consistent question or comment that I hear almost every single day revolves around, this isn't working. How long is this going to take to work? I'm going to give up. I don't know if I want to keep going. I did it years ago and it's different today. I'm above 40, excuses or blaming or shaming or justifying for whatever reason you feel like it's not working, right? So I'll give you an example. Yesterday, so if you haven't been following our story, if you're brand new to the page, post a new below. I'd love to get to know you. Second of all, I share a lot in my stories. So whether you're on Instagram or here, and if you flip through the stories, you're going to see not just recipes or keto tips, but we have 4 daughters, we homeschool, we have 4 dogs. Our life is usually crazy and full of laughter. And if you know me, we live on a lake. We bought a house I guess it'll be 2 years in August. And so I'm looking right outside, and right off the deck, it's right over the water. I know there are fish in this lake because we have friends that come out and fish, and they catch these huge fish. Last year, we did a couple fish fries, and we pulled out 200 fish between us and all of our friends, right? And I know there's fish in this lake. I know there is because we had some friends out last weekend that caught this big a fish. Tons of bass, tons of sunnies. I know there are fish in this lake. I have a question for you. Do you know this lifestyle works? Is there somebody in your mind that you can go, I know low carb or keto works? Whether it was you 10 years ago, whether it's me, I'm going to guess you probably watch a whole bunch of people on social media, so you know this works, right? So yesterday I got this we should go fishing. I'm not a fisherman at all. Even that last year when we did the fish fry, I didn't catch one fish. I let everybody else do it. I cleaned the fish when somebody else cut them. I have a point with this, okay? So I do love to eat fish. But yesterday the girls were like, let's go fishing. And I was like, okay, that'll be fun. My expectation was to catch a fish in 5 minutes because I know there are fish out here. I know it. You want to know what happened? I casted my reel, and I did not catch a fish in 5 minutes. So I was like, that's fine. I think our bait was disgusting. It was old, and the worms were all dead. So I did it again. I casted the reel, fishing line. I don't even know what it's called. And after 5 minutes, I was like, this is not fun. We need to move spots. So I made a pivot. We walked down the bank of the lake. We casted for probably another 20 minutes. My friend caught a fish. Tony caught a fish. I think he caught a couple, but he like went way further than I wanted to go. I was like, I don't want to walk over there. It's too far. He's like, there's fish over here. And in my head, I'm like, I don't want to do that. But I'm going to stay right here. So I stood where I was at. Did not catch a fish. I caught a lot of seaweed, but I didn't catch a fish. So I was like, babe, let's go in the boat. Let's go in the boat. Of course we're going to catch a fish in the middle of the lake because all the big fish are on the other side of the lake. I was convinced we were going to catch a fish. So it's probably been maybe 45 minutes. So we got in the boat, got all the kids in the boat, went across the lake, tootled all the way there. And I'm like, where are the fish? What are they doing? And we got about halfway around the lake and I said, I'm bored. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not a fisherman. So I reeled up my fishing pole and I started talking to my friend Kelly because I was done. So we got back to the house and I went, my fishing journey is like most people's fat loss journey or the expectation thereof, right? How often do you watch somebody's journey and you see the before and then the better and you go, oh, I can do that. Then you start with all greatness and ambition and you dive into this lifestyle and within maybe not a day, but maybe a week. Maybe it's been a week, just like my fishing journey was a couple hours. Maybe it's been a week and then you're like, this isn't working. I'm bored. Maybe you saw what your friend did and maybe your friend is like my friend Tony. Tony took the longer path, right? Tony went up into well, first of all, I hate ticks, so I refused to go over there. I was like, there's ticks over where he's standing, and I'm not going there. But he did the harder work. He would have been more strict. He did more work. And with that, he caught the fish. And I was like, I did a video of me casting my line, and I can't not catch a fish today. It's on the gram. I already put myself out there that I was doing this. If I don't catch a fish, then I failed. And then I was like, I could post a picture of Tony's fish because nobody would know, right? How often do we try to perceive things? Or how often do you watch somebody on social media and compare your journey to theirs and then all of a sudden quit because your journey doesn't look like theirs? Here's another quick story. I want you to know something. I'm going to give you the Keto Basics in 2 seconds. Bear with me. My girlfriend and I, two of my girlfriends, we all said, hey, we're going to do something today that's not, yesterday I talked about doing things that are like needs, and then there's also things you want to do. One of the things we want to do is just get our environment more put together so that we feel empowered. That means I had to clean my kitchen. One corner of my collect all spot. And I was thinking yesterday, so I cleaned it out, but what I actually did is I took a whole bunch of stuff and I moved it so that I could go through it and put things away and throw the stuff away that I didn't want. But when I did that, my whole corner, I'm looking at my kitchen, my whole corner looked clean. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I could take it. I took a picture before of my kitchen, and then I said, I could take a picture right now and it would appear on social media like I cleaned it. And I would look very successful. Like, oh, I wish I could do that. Oh my goodness, good job. You dedicated yourself, even to my friends. I wouldn't have never had to tell them, if you look behind me, behind the camera, you can't see the mess, right? And I want you to know something. Things aren't always as they appear. You don't know how long somebody has been working on their journey. You don't know the ups and downs that they've had. You don't know if the yuck is behind them or on the sides of them, outside of your visual reach. I could have easily taken a picture and nobody would have saw all the stuff that I took and I moved, right? I want you to know something. This journey is not an overnight journey. And you may have started this 20 years ago and had great success and now you're restarting, and it might be different, and that's okay, right? So this lifestyle is not hard. It's not. I wrote down some very basic, if you're doing the Keto Basics, here's what you get to do. You're going to get up in the morning. I wrote down a whole bunch of words. I wrote down breakfast, You're either going to intermittent fast, which is you're not going to eat breakfast and you'll wait till lunch. You can look it up and Google why it's so important to eat, why it's so great for your body. And breakfast is simply bacon, eggs, or sausage. If that's all you know without writing things down and getting overwhelmed, bacon, eggs, or sausage. Grab some avocado, some good fat. There's your breakfast. Or you intermittent fast, right? For lunch and for dinner, buns off the burgers, croutons off the salad, grab a lettuce wrap. Get rid of the pasta, the bread, and the potatoes, and add some more protein and veggies and salads. If that's all you know, you can do this. Next, we're going to get rid of the sugary drinks, and we're going to drink water. We're going to drink some water, or some black coffee, or some tea. Maybe you want to Google what fat coffee is, but you're going to get rid of the pop and the juice, and you're going to drink some water, right? These are the very basics. Next, you're going to move your body. If you are physically able to work out or go for a walk or shoot some hoops with your kids or go on a bike ride, it is so great to move your body. Next, I am a firm 100% believer. I'm not going to tell you why, but I have been drinking ketones for 6 years. If you don't want to drink ketones, you don't have to. They have helped me on my journey to keep this consistent, and I've never felt better in my life. It is a helper, not a magic pill. If you want to know more about my mom fuel, post 3 in the comments. That's all I will say. I think every Thursday I'm going to do a Thirsty Thursday where I'll really talk about the power of ketones. Or if you can follow me on my stories, I talk about it all the time. That is a need for my journey. Period.com. Done. So we've talked about breakfast, the basics, right? Lunch and dinner, get rid of the pasta, bread, and potatoes and eat some more veggies and salads and meat. Done. Drink some more water. Move your body. Ketones for me are a must, and you will never tell me otherwise, but I've been drinking them for 6 years. Next, I talk about this a lot, is mindset. If you don't believe that you can do this and you are constantly running this negative voice in your head about what you look like and what you think about yourself and, oh, I could never look like her on social media. Oh, I could never do what she does. Then you're going to get what you think. You are going to get what you think and what you speak. It is biblical. People talk about it in the business world. Your words have power. Your thoughts have power because your thoughts become words and your words become outspoken, and then that's what happens in your life. Okay? So you're going to hear me talk about reading all the time. I just listened to an incredible podcast while I was showering and throwing on some makeup. It made me go, oh, yes, yes. If you don't get up in the morning and you're not thinking of something you're thankful for and you're not putting something in your mind that is going to fuel your mind right, you're not going to have that yes, and that you can conquer the day. If you get up because you hit your alarm clock or your snooze and you got up and you were crabby and then you stepped on the Legos and then your kids are screaming and you're trying to survive, like, are you in survival mode? And if you are, it's okay. It's okay, right? You have to work on creating those little habits so where you're not in survival mode, but you're thriving. And it takes time. Continue to tune in here. I'll help you with all of this stuff. But you can't take what I teach you and then just store it back here and expect it to work. You have to teach what I'm teaching you or anybody else, and you have to put action behind it. No different than me in the fishing, right? If I never get back out and cast that fishing line and all of a sudden I dive into the YouTube videos, how am I going to fish? What lures do I need? I learned that word yesterday. What kind of bait do I need? How long do I have to fish? Where's the best place to fish? What time is the best? Like, if I learn all of this stuff, right, and I don't put it into action, what was the point? If you sit on here and you learn all of the things, like, I shouldn't eat the bagel for breakfast, but I should have bacon, eggs, or sausage. I'm going to do that today. That's taking action, right? If I grab that Mountain Dew, but you heard Keto Mom Stephanie say, put the Mountain Dew down and grab the water, and if you don't do it, you didn't do the action. If you have time to go walk around the block during your lunch break or sit at the computer and search for $1 million homes on Zillow just because you want to look and dream, that's great. But if you need a walk and you didn't take the action, what's the point, right? Action. Take what you've learned and put it into action. If you want to know more about ketones, which a lot of you are asking, post 3 in the comments and I'll send you a private message when we're done. Lastly, so we've got breakfast, we talked about lunch, we talked about dinner, we talked about drinking more water, less sugar, moving your body, drinking ketones, mindset. 2 more things. Accountability is important. Who are you holding, like who's watching you? Do you have a friend that you're doing it with? I text some of my girlfriends every day. I'm like, how are you doing? Did you clean your closet? I just text them an entire long message of the things that I learned in my podcast. I'm like, you have to listen to this podcast. It was so great. Like, who are you accountable to? And if it's here on the Keto Mom page, I'm here to help you. You have no idea how many people message me every day. Here's my food. Here's my water intake. Can you look at my macros? Do these look right? Hey, what is a good lunch option? Hey, can you tell me more about ketones? The people that message me every single day get my attention every single day, right? And so if you don't have somebody in your home or in your phone that you're holding accountable to, it's okay. I'll help you. But you have to message me. That means taking action, right? Accountability is important. Lastly, this takes time. Remember, you're not going to compare your social media journey to somebody else's social media journey. Remember all the things that can be moved and hidden. I watched another girl, she does keto on Instagram, and I loved her picture yesterday. She had this like beautifully composed, like in her swimsuit, and she looked all gorgeous and skinny. And then she said 30 seconds later, same spot, same picture, but she was like frumped over. She had, the mom rolls, like she had like the skin that all of us have, right? Because we are human. So she had this gorgeous composed picture, and then she said, don't be fooled. I feel great. I do look great. I've come a long way. And if I slouch just enough, you can see the picture of me that you probably look at yourself and you go, I don't like that picture, right? Same thing. And so don't be fooled by social media. This lifestyle will and can work if you don't give up. And I'll give you one more example. My daughter's going through Algebra 1. Let me tell you, why do we need Algebra 1? For those of you who love math, let me tell you, I'm not even going to talk about it. But she has been doing Algebra 1 this entire year. And yesterday, her and I got into a little bit of a fight, mom-daughter, bickering of why she needs to do it, and she doesn't want to do it. And I just said, it takes time and patience, and I want you to do it because I need you to finish it, because I need to give you a grade so that you can graduate high school. Why do I have to graduate high school? I know everything. That's a whole nother story, right? But I said, it doesn't even matter if you're never going to use it in your life. Right now, it's about the dedication and the time and just finishing what you started. So she's been doing it for a whole year. She's not going to quit. We're not done. Don't quit. You're not done. This takes time. And if you did it when you were 20 and now you're 40, guess what? It might take a longer time. It might. Our bodies are changing, right? And so be patient with yourself. If this isn't right, the words that are going to come out are not right, you're going to not take action, and you're just going to watch this and hang up and go gripe about something, then I don't know how else to help you. You can do this. You have to believe in yourself. You have to. Somebody asked me who it was. Don't hate me. I don't remember her name. I just follow a handful of, I just type in the hashtag Instagram on Facebook, and it's like looking at people's before and better pictures. I don't remember. So I can recreate it because I have the same thing going on, right? If I remember who it is, I'll post it in the comments. I'll have to go look through my Instagram stories. But keep it simple. Continue to tune in here. I'm always here to help. Don't stress yourself out. I started 6 years ago by simply going, buns off the burgers, croutons off the salad, lettuce wrap. Am I hungry? What's the best thing that I can choose in this point in time? All right? So I'm here to help. Thank you for tuning in. I will reach out and answer any questions that you have. For those who asked about my mom fuel, just post 3 in the comments. I'll come and send you a message. Otherwise, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.